Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about the Playwright architecture. Well, a Playwright architecture describes how a test request travels from our test code to the browser and finally to the web application, okay, against which you are running the test. So you may have your test code written in one of your favorite IDE, which might be VS Code or any IDE of that kind, and your test script is written in the TypeScript or JavaScript or in the Python. Well, when you run this npx playwright test command, right, what it does, so your code will start. So here, if I give this command, okay, this will start, executing your test based on the library you have imported, and your, statement will start executing, okay, base.goto. Now, let us come back to this. So how internally it actually does the job. So the flow start with our test code. For example, page.goto, whatever I have just shown you, or page.click, right? So playwright test runner invokes, and it start, managing test discovery, worker fixture, playwright execution, retries, and the reporting based on the playwright playwright.config.ts, okay, whatever we have in the playwright project. Then what happens? The runner uses the Playwright API. These API will get invoked to perform browser automation. Okay. The Playwright provides browser type for the Chromium, Firefox, and the WebKit by default. Okay. Now you can see all these browsers which I have just mentioned. When the Playwright launches a browser, it creates or connect to the browser instances. Okay, now I will cover the browser context and all, so don't worry. We have this browser context and the pages, right, to talk about inside the Playwright architecture. So when Playwright launches a browser, it creates or connect to the browser instance. A browser then represents the running browser that Playwright controls. So these browser represents the running browser, right? Inside the browser, Playwright creates the browser context. So here inside the browser, basically Playwright, what it creates the browser context, and those browser contexts are nothing but the incognito kind of control, which internally manages its own. It maintains isolated cookies, local storage, permission, session state, and other browser data. It doesn't share the data or cookies with other browser contexts. All right, so it manages its own session state and all that, and the browser data. So multiple contexts can exist inside the same browser instance. So we can have multiple context inside the same browser instance. Like for Chromium, we have seen 2. For Firefox, we can see multiple, and for WebKit also we can have multiple browser context. So this is how this hierarchy works. Browser, then the browser context, and each browser context have the pages. Okay, so inside each context, Playwright creates one or more pages. A page represents the browser tab or the pages. Therefore the basic hierarchy is browser, then browser context, browser, then browser context, and then the pages. Okay, that is how the hierarchy works. When our test call page.click, now understand this. So Playwright converts that page.click a request into the browser automation operation. Okay, and Playwright communicates with the browser through its own automation protocol and transport architecture. Here, browser launcher, context management, network management, selector, session management, assertion, and reporting. So this is the browser protocol, and this is the CDP and the WebSocket. We are going to talk about this. So this is your dev tools, basically dev protocol, Chrome dev protocol. Okay, the Chrome dev protocol, dev tool protocol, basically. So let us talk about that. When our test calls page.click, we execute, the Playwright converts that request into the browser automation operation. Then Playwright communicate with the browser through its own automation protocol and transport architecture, which is nothing but the WebSocket here. So WebSocket is a transport mechanism Okay, this is the transport mechanism. And this this is not the same thing as a protocol. This thing is not same as protocol. Then CDP, or the Chrome DevTool protocol, is a primary Chromium protocol and is not the universal protocol used for every Playwright browser. You understand, right? So this is primarily used for the Chromium, this CDP thing. Playwright has a browser specific implementation for the Chromium. Then we have this protocol for the Firefox and also for the WebKit. The selected browser engine then perform the actual browser operation, just like a WebDriver, right? We invoke those, uh, uh, browser instance through the WebDriver in Selenium. So similarly, uh, here also we can uh, I mean, Playwright has the browser specific implementation for all these, browser it supports. Then the browser process, HTML, CSS, or whatever can be rendered on the browser, right? DOM operation, network request, rendering, everything is supported by the browser. So it has the mechanism. The browser internally does that job. Then once it is done, I hope it is clear. And then the browser interacts with the web application and the produce the resulting page state. You understand, right? So here, once your request goes to the browser, browser does the job. Okay, because it is being controlled by the Playwright driver. All those rendering, it has access to the DOM operation, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So it has ability to manipulate accordingly, and whatever you have written inside the test, right, will definitely get invoked. And since it has access to the DOM and all that, it will be operating. It will be manipulating those requests based on the test written. Okay. Then browser interacts with the web application, as I said, and then it produces the resulting page state. Then Playwright observes the browser state and returns the result or event back to the test. So in the simplified term execution flow, what happens, like test, then test runner, then we have Playwright API, and the browser. Then browser has a context, whatever. So browser has the context, and then the pages. Context will have the pages. Okay, pages represents the tab. Okay, those tab it represents. Then then it has the browser engine and then the web application. It has the browser engine and then the application on which you are running your test. Okay, so that is how it works. And then the response event flows back through the browser automation layer to the Playwright. So, and then test runner and test. So that is how it works. So this hope this is clear. And the benefit from this Playwright architecture or whatever we have in here, so it provides the isolation. Each browser context is fully isolated. Okay, cookies, local or storage, session storage, cache, permission, and everything, right? So due to which we will be able to perform the parallel execution. Multiple context pages allows tests to run in the parallel efficiently. Multi-browser support. Same API works across Chromium, Firefox, and the WebKit. Auto waiting and reliability, built-in auto waiting, network management, and stable selected, improved test reliability, race reporting, built-in tracing, screenshot, video recording, and the advanced reporting is all done through this particular and very popular, Playwright, a Playwright architecture. So it is, it is created or developed in such a way that it supports all these, things. Whatever was the limitation in the previously used automation tools like Selenium and the Cypress. Okay, so the key takeaway is browser is the browser instance, context is the isolated session, and the page is the browser tab. And then we have same thing, like as I explained, Playwright test, your test runner, then Playwright core, browser type, browser context, page locators, actions you will be performing, right, in within the page. Okay, then Playwright protocol will communicate to the browser, which is Chromium and the Firefox and the WebKit, and it will send the result back to the Playwright test through the test runner. So it might be bidirectional also you can mention. Okay, so that's the core of Playwright architecture. And once you understand the flow from test runner to the Playwright API, browser context, page, and finally the browser engine and the web application, Playwright become much easier to understand, isn't it? So not just as a testing tool, but as a complete browser automation framework. In the next video, we'll take this understanding and see how these components are actually used in real Playwright projects. So we'll take these learnings to the next level. And that's all from this video. And thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next one.